I can hear some sounds up there because there is a man actually above our roof right now. There has been, well, I'll tell you about it in a while, but welcome to Tala Talks, where I share my everyday thoughts and everyday experiences. It's such a beautiful, beautiful morning, and I thought about sharing with you some challenges that I've experienced in staying by a beautiful, budgeted beach resort. And this is not exclusive solely to where I'm staying right now. All throughout my travels, I've definitely experienced different challenges. I wouldn't call them challenges. For me, it's all part of the fun, it's all part of the play. And so I'm gonna share that with you, and I hope this still inspires you to seek adventure and to go out of your comfort zone. It is meant to be off-peak season at the moment because of weather challenges, or aka rainy season. But as you can see above us, it is nice and clear, the sun is out, and it's looking so beautiful. And despite the sun blazing, it's actually nice and cool. I can feel the sea breeze. Let me just flip the camera so you can see how close we are to the water. Right ahead over there, we are so lucky. Look how close we are to the sea. We are literally facing the ocean. It is so beautiful here, and I'm telling you, for me, this is luxury. I did say it was off-peak season because, or low season, because it's meant to be raining. So actually last night it's been raining the whole evening, as well as yesterday afternoon. But when I say raining, it's quite a nice break from the heat, because like right now, although it is very early in the morning, it's nice and cool. But all throughout the day, especially later on lunchtime or after lunch, it can get really warm when it's not raining. So it was a nice break from the heat. Though last night it's the drizzle or the rain has been non-stop, and it's created a leak in the ceiling. Let me just flip the camera so you can see. I won't be naming resorts because, again, as I've mentioned, these challenges are not exclusive to where I'm staying right now. I've experienced this in other places, but right now, I don't know if you can tell that there are, oh my goodness, yeah, there's a man up there. At the moment, as you can see, there are some ripples in the ceiling, and that is created by some water leaks. And at the moment, the water hasn't gone down there, well, which is where we sleep, but you can see already a change of just how the wood forms. You can see that some water has influenced it. And over there, at the moment, we are trying to sort out that roof, because it's been raining the whole time, and so it's been leaking, and I'm just worried that it's gonna leak all the way to our drone, our laptops. And so apparently in this toilet there is a hole that you can go up there, a manhole, and I guess that all leads to this. And we're gonna see how we're actually gonna seal up that hole. And if you notice the wood, there's some ripples. I guess that is caused by the rain or the water. And over there, which is right above my head, I really hope that we are able to, I don't know, somehow solve that thing, because although there's no leak, I do feel like it's only a matter of time till maybe that starts to create a leak, and it's gonna wake us up in the middle of the night. Especially during this low season right now that's supposed to be rainy season. But I don't know if you can already see from my face. Look at that sun. I'm gonna flip the camera so you can see. Oh yeah, baby, it is blazing. It is blazing hot. So going to places during off-peak season because of supposedly bad weather isn't so bad, because it's not gonna be bad 24/7. The sun does shine believe it or not, during rainy season, and it is a beautiful, beautiful morning. On the flip side, I do have to say there are so many positives to living in a place like this. There's so many green mangoes, or yeah, there's so many mango trees there, and the green mangoes just fall off. Now, if anybody is familiar with this kind of mango, please let me know, because I've actually gotten 3 pieces of these, and for some reason they don't seem to ripe very well. They remain green, and then one day they're just super soft, and when I slice them, it's like it's been fermented already, like it's just overripe. So this one is rock hard. I don't actually know when to slice them or when they're ready to be eaten. So yeah, let me know. City girl is very clueless. Let's leave this beautiful mango here, and I thought about sharing with you the next one, which I thought was quite interesting. I've also just learned this recently. I've actually never gone up here, but since they've recently just made it look so pretty, let me just show you. Check this out, and I know there's a lot of overgrown grass. That is part of being able to find a hidden gem where it's not being super well maintained at the moment, because it's a family-run business and it's reached its peak. So right now, any guests they accommodate is just a bonus for them, and that's why they're offering a budgeted price. But look at the swimming pool, it is so beautiful. And I recently found out that despite us using salt water for this amazing pool, let me show you again. So since we are sourcing salt water from the sea straight ahead, I found out that there's actually certain taxes to be paid. That is, I don't know what kind of tax it's called, but since we are borrowing some seawater, technically seawater does belong to all of us, right? Let's see if this is too hot. No, it's nice and cool. Let me show you. It's quite cool because there are pipes here that lead straight to the water. And it goes all the way to the swimming pool. But despite us borrowing seawater, that's one of the pipes that go all the way there. The local government requires, seawater tax, which is strange because the moment that this water gets a bit green, and it does have an expiry despite it being seawater, we actually do put the water back to the sea, so we are just borrowing it, but there are some monthly taxes to be paid for borrowing seawater. And that's one thing for you to note if ever you do plan to open a resort outside your country, or maybe in your country. You will be surprised to see a bunch of, I don't know if it's like hidden charges, but you know, we never thought, oh, there's Popeye. Hi, Popeye. Popeye is such a friendly doggo. Hi, Popeye. You want foodie woody? You want foodie woody? Look at the waggy tail, playful bow. It's so nice to be greeted by you, Popeye. Oh, I got a lick there. Ooh, a little licky. Eddie would not like that. He normally doesn't like non-house dogs to lick us, but this is technically, I wouldn't say he's a house dog. He always finds his way out of the accommodation, so he's out and about for sure, interacting with non-domesticated, no, I wouldn't say that, non-house dogs. But yeah, I was saying that, you know, it's only later on after you open a resort, or when you get to know resort owners, that you realize, if ever you plan to put up a business like this, you just never know what kind of taxes will be required from you. And so yeah, apparently there is seawater taxes to be able to supply for this beautiful swimming pool. And I do sometimes wonder if it's, you know, I mean, I'm the only guest at the moment. It is low season, and I actually don't even use the pool, but I'm very happy to see that there are some kids here that use the pool occasionally, and that makes me happy. At least the taxes are being spent well. But since I'm literally the only guest at the moment, yeah, it is quite daunting to be paying such tax, knowing it's kind of like paying for fresh air tax. You know, seawater is for everybody, and fresh air is for everyone as well. So yeah, you might as well charge for fresh air alongside with the seawater. It is very, very beautiful, beautiful accommodations, and I feel so lucky to be able to have found a perfect hidden gem. Hi, Popeye! You're always following me. He's such a friendly dog. I really love Popeye. And yeah, if I could feed him all my food, I would, especially if I was living in my house. I have a tendency to tend to overfeed not just dogs but people as well. It's a sign of, I don't know, it's just my way of showing more love. And I notice whenever I have guests or there are people here, Popeye likes hanging around. Very, very so. Oh, you like basking in the sun? You like basking in the sun? Wow! Popeye, you're very cozy there, aren't you? You like basking in the sun. You like basking in the sun. The next one on my list is actually, it's the one thing that I noticed is definitely the wear and tear in places that are super close to the sea. And some people can judge a place right away when they see that the walls aren't perfect or if the paint isn't looking spectacular. I mean, if you are a nature lover and you've been traveling long enough to know that part of the sea, what do you call it? I was losing that word, like erosion of the materials because of sea salt. Am I making sense? And also being exposed to a lot of strong winds from the ocean, that can definitely put a lot of instant wear and tear to most accommodations, especially when beautiful accommodations like this, they like to support native material. And for those of you who don't know, cement it's not actually good for the environment. So the more native material we use, the better. And let me just show you a bunch of wear and tears that I've noticed. But for me, again, this all adds to the charm. It's part of the beauty. It's part of the fun. And the reason why I'm bringing this up is so that you don't see imperfections as the end of all means. It is just part of perfection, I would say, because it's just what happens when you're exposed to nature. I was saying recently that we are surrounded by so much nature, and these are mango trees, and it's given me, I would say, 1.5 mangoes to enjoy because the other 3 didn't ripe properly, and perhaps that's my fault. I should have put it maybe under the sun. I just kept it in the room thinking it would just naturally ripe on its own, but it ended up over-ripening even with color green skin. So oh, check this out. I didn't even notice these mushrooms. Where did they come from? Whoa, that's kind of what happens during rainy season, I suppose. Wow, there's so many of them. Oh, never even noticed them. Don't think it's wise to go super near, touch them, because I don't know if they're poisonous. But check out the wear and tear. And again, this is super, super normal. To me, this doesn't put me off. It doesn't turn me off at all. I just think that eventually Mother Nature does take over. As you can see, it almost looks like a tree that's growing from the roof. And I think that things like this really does add up to the character. I think it's more whimsical, and I actually love it. And so if you're staying in a place like this, I just think that it really is part of the charm. Nothing is going to be forever permanent. So even my body, I noticed the older I'm getting, like my wrists are starting to hurt, and there's going to be a lot of maintenance that need done to the body, even the mind. But even in places like this where in due time things do deteriorate and you do need constant maintenance. Now, you know, if you don't put any love and care to it, it'll just look like that, and that doesn't necessarily mean it's wrong. It's part of time. It's part of how the natural things occur. So for me, I think that where I'm staying right now, and everything is mostly made from native material, I think it's absolutely beautiful. But that's one thing to note. If you are traveling and staying in a budgeted place or in a place that is really that really embodies or embraces nature, you will see a lot of wear and tear. But again, the name of this video is like challenges that you'll face. But for me, it's really having an open mind and an open heart and embracing this kind of wear and tear. and I'm very happy with my accommodations. I'll show you actually one more thing about wear and tear, which is the light bulb coming out. There's so much beauty here actually. I wish you could feel the breeze, the sea breeze coming from there. It smells so sweet, especially after it's rained last night. There's a lot of vegetation that's going on. I've never seen those mushrooms before. And there's a lot of changes that occur after it rains. And the pool is really looking so beautiful. Maybe one day I'll swim. My goal here really is to do yoga every day. But let me just show you my room quickly. And despite the wear and tear that you see outside, inside is actually really nice. So I've got my green mango here. I do hope that I end up eating that and it doesn't overripe. Oh, check it out. It's back to normal again. Yay! Naayos na? Yay! Madali lang or hinila niyo lang? So the good news is it's been fixed. I'm so grateful, but I'll show you a video here of what it looks like. Yeah, the light bulb was coming out, and guess what? Let me flip the camera again to show you, but this is all quite exciting. So where there is nature, you must watch out for your noggin or your head, because there are a lot of falling coconuts left and right. And guess what? The reason why there was a hole in our roof is because, oops, make sure there are no snakes around us too, is because a coconut fell onto the roof. And I'm thinking, let's see from here, so you can see a lot of coconuts there that have fallen from all these coconut trees that you can see. Let's see which, yeah, it's probably that one at the back here that's fallen onto this roof. Maybe, I don't know how, but probably strong. But there's a lot of them. That is a lot of coconuts, and you can see how close it is to the roof. So again, it's just part of nature. There's a lot of coconuts above our heads and above the roofs, so you really can't blame the roof for starting to give in or starting to leak. It's just what happens when you are surrounded by Mother Nature, and it's a beautiful thing. I've actually not tried doing this, but for the sake of this video and for you to know what it's really like finding a hidden gem in the Philippines, especially if you love places that are a little bit off the beaten path and that's quite exclusive to you, getting to certain accommodations can be challenging because of the off-road situation. And when I say off-road, sometimes, and if the resort is lucky, they will have right-of-way, and right-of-way is like a term that they use in real estate to know that if you have access road, that means like basically your road that leads to your accommodation, because sometimes the lot that you have is owned by other properties and then you won't have access or the way to your land. In this case, getting here is very off-road. And so I'm gonna walk all the way to the road. Right now, this is all privately owned, so that's why it's cemented. But every time I go here with my motorbike, it's very much a motocross experience. As you can see, the road behind us is all cemented. But that's because I think the local homes here or resorts have made a way to cement it themselves, or maybe the barangay did that. But I'll flip the camera and you can see what it really looks like getting here. Ta-da! And that's not so bad. I don't know what they're planning to do with the water, but it's gonna be a lot of physical exercise getting the water to and fro from the sea, because the sea is actually just right there. That's the beautiful view of the ocean. And from there, yeah, I don't know what they're planning to do with that water, but it's a lot to carry. Hey, look, he's holding some fish. Wow, that's for lunch. Cool, the kid's got some delicious fish on his left hand. I only noticed it now. I wonder what kind of fish that is. So at the moment, the roads don't look so bad here. I'm gonna walk a little bit further because it does get a bit trickier, especially when you're riding a regular scooter that is not necessarily meant to be for off-roads. At nighttime, if you don't see little peekaboo holes like that, good luck. And you can see we've not really gone so far at the moment, but I can already start to see the rocky roads straight ahead, and this is what I go through every day. It's quite a good exercise for me. I'm really happy I'm making this video so I get some cardio in, but it may not look so bad on the camera, but as we go forward there are a lot of big rocks, like loose rocks like this, and you just have to be careful because your wheels can definitely skid. And yeah, I go through this rocky road every day whenever I go to yoga or see a friend or two. And it kind of gets trickier there because there's a lot of bigger rocks that are slippery. I'll see if I can zoom that in, but actually to our left. Look how pretty this site is. We're surrounded by just provincial life. It's so nice. You will not see things like this in this city for sure. And I wouldn't trade this to be back in the city. And those beautiful plants up there, that's malunggay or moringa. There's so many of them. Look at that. That's so healthy for you. Geez. Mother Nature really does provide. But again, you can see a lot of the off-road bits here. And that's just kind of what you have to go through to get to a beautiful beachfront resort. And if you are afraid of riding scooters, you can just always decide to walk every day to the main road and maybe get a tricycle. Yeah, so this is where it starts to get a bit tricky because it gets really lumpy here. And my back wheel has definitely skid many times. And also when it rains, the water starts gushing down towards the sea. As you can see, it's quite elevated there, gets a bit lower, all the way down there. So it definitely is very much an off-road experience for me. It very much keeps me mindful and very present to make sure that I stay safe and intact. Yep, fun times. Well, I think you pretty much get the gist. This is my adventure every day, and I hope you've enjoyed just 4 challenges that I go through every day. I think challenges is the wrong word, but just 4 adventure vibes that I go through every day, living this kind of life. I am renting, and the accommodation that I have right now is very budgeted, but for me it's extreme luxury because it's got everything I need. If you want to know more, do check that video out. I've created one where yeah, my accommodations has AC, it's got a big fridge, it's got my own toilet, it's got Wi-Fi, so it's got everything that I need. And to think that I've spent very little for it, well, I guess little is very subjective depending how much you're earning, right? But in my case, compared to the other accommodations I've stayed in, particularly hostels, this one per month is very budget friendly. So with that said, I'm gonna end the video here. Thank you so much for watching. I mean, I hope that I was able to send some good vibes, some positive vibes through this screen. And let me know what you think. Whoops, I'm actually slipping already just by walking. But let me know what you think, and if you feel like I've missed out on any certain challenges. This could help to set your expectations, especially if you aren't used to the countryside in the Philippines. For me, it really is all part of the adventure. So I'll catch you soon on the next video. Have a lovely day, and ciao for now. Bye. Ooh, umbrella drop. Bye. I'm gonna walk home with the sounds of the birds. Feel free to end the video here, but I just thought it's such a nice thing to end the video with. I can hear the birds on the left and some chickens on the right. And a man straight ahead, sweeping a very fancy schmancy resort, or I think that's someone's home. I shall do my best to make sure the background sound of this video isn't blasting so you can enjoy the nature.
Bayong buntag!